In 1588, 3,000 Chinese merchants in Manila almost rewrote Asia's map. They weren't plotting in Fujian, they were inside Spanish walls, sharpening knives for the empire that fed them. Had one man not betrayed them, Manila would have fallen before the Spanish Armada even left Corona. Picture Manila in 1587. A wooden fortress squeezed between a mangrove swamp and the world's richest sea lane. Each October, a galleon limped into Cavite, bringing silk for Mexico, silver for Fujian. Locals hauling the crates, they got nothing. Spanish friars counted souls, Tagalog nobles debts, and Chinese traders confined to the Parian counted days until the next license fee. The math was simple: squeeze the middle, and the ends snap. Enter Agustin de Legazpi, great-grandson of Tondo's Lacans. Baptized, yes, but he still sealed documents with a shark devouring the moon. The Spanish governor loved dropping his name, proof the empire could co-opt old blood. Yet Agustin often saw bamboo posts where relatives were garroted for tax default. By 1587, he secretly met cousins in Tondo, Kapampangan kin from Guagua, and a Japanese sea captain, Juan Gallo, who once skippered Chinese junks. The plan: kill the governor on Fiesta Eve, torch the garrison, open the port to Brunei warships, and restore old river thrones. Chinese would gain trade monopoly, Japanese a Christian-friendly harbor. Filipinos? Their grandfathers' names back. Inside the Chinese quarter, storehouses became arsenals, cleavers for pork ground into short swords. Iron cauldrons became helmets. Juan Gallo's sailors smuggled gun barrels in silk rolls. The plan was elegantly simple. October 26, 1588, San Diego's Eve. Most Spanish officers drunk on Chinese wine. 2,000 Chinese would rush the fort from the river. Japanese ronin would seal the land gate. Agustin's Tagalog fighters would ring the walls, shouting, "Tupa," the old war cry for cut off the head. History wobbled on Antonio Surabao, a Visayan houseboy who polished Legazpi's boots and listened. On October 24th, he slipped from Tondo, paddled a canoe across the Pasig, and sold the plot for 50 silver pesos and a promise of Chinese property. Governor Santiago de Vera believed him instantly. Silver, after all, spoke every language. Spanish patrols surrounded the Parian at dawn, grabbed every man with a cue, torturing names out faster than iron could heat. Trials lasted 4 days, executions 4 weeks. Juan Gallo was beheaded first, his salted head displayed on a pike at the Parian gate, a grim greeting for incoming junks. Agustin de Legazpi and 24 nobles were garroted inside the fort, bodies burned, ashes scattered in the river so no grave could become a shrine. Over 200 Chinese marched to Cavite, tied to bamboo, and shot by mounted arquebusiers, a chilling preview of the 1603 and 1639 massacres. Antonio Surabao got his 50 pesos, bought a ranch in Batangas. 2 years later, a Chinese cook who recognized his face stabbed him to death. Asia kept turning. Silver still sailed east, silk still sailed west, and the next year the Spanish Armada met English storms. But something had cracked. The Tagalog word, sulat, originally letter, took on a new meaning: plot. Proof writing now linked with danger. Chinese merchants never again fully trusted local alliances. They waited for their own uprisings, dying in thousands. Manila, almost seized in 1588, became the hinge on which the Pacific swung for 3 centuries. If stories like this keep getting buried, the only thing we'll inherit is amnesia. Hit subscribe so the algorithm remembers with us, and drop a comment. What would you have done if you were Agustin, hours from revolt and smelling betrayal on the wind? So no, the Chinese Revolt of 1588 never happened in China. It almost happened in Manila, and its failure meant the Spanish Empire kept a foothold in Asia long enough to shape everything from Mexican pesos to Filipino surnames. Next time someone tells you globalization is new, remind them of a night when 3 peoples almost rewrote the world's biggest ocean, and a single frightened boy with a canoe stopped them. History doesn't always swing on emperors. Sometimes it balances on a houseboy who wanted 50 silver coins and ended up costing everybody everything.